Welcome, guys, to another LFR presents TeaTime Friday League. Today we're at Spain, so it is the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Today we are joined by none other than Wild Gamer. Wild Gamer, how are you today?
I'm very good. How are you guys?
I'm good, my friend. So basically, it's round 4 now. We have a lot of drivers with us, just getting ready. Still waiting for a few more. So, Wild Gamer, how do you feel about today's circuit?
Circuit Catalonia is a very good circuit. It's not the best for overtaking in the world, but yeah, I like it.
Absolutely right on that one. Yeah, I can't agree with you more. It is a tough circuit to get to grips with, really, because of a lot of tight corners. A lot of drivers here. A lot of drivers do find it difficult to find an overtaking spot. So it'll be quite interesting to see how the drivers handle it today.
Yeah, well.
So today's circuit is the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. It is 4.6 kilometers, which equates to 2.89 miles. It has 16 turns. That's 8 to the right, 8 to the left, which puts itself in the same category as Canada, which has equal number of turns. And we've got a few people saying hello. So we've got Matthew Green saying he's trying out his wheel, and Percy saying yes, Gaz. So great to see you guys. Just drop a message on whenever you can. So, well, Gamer, I know you've driven around this circuit before. Where would you say would be the most difficult part of the circuit?
The last chicane.
The tilt chicane. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, it's really tight left-right chicane. Introduced a few years ago by Herman Tilke to slow down the cars because they were going a bit too fast for around turn 16. Brooksy thinking he is hardcore with Wagwan, Badman, How's Life, Gazino. Or Gazadino. Wow. Brooksy, everything's all good, my friends. I hope you have a good day today. Matthew Green dropping a comment saying tried wheel on Tuesday, it didn't go well. Well, I'm sure it'll go better this time. And Lee Walker saying welcome back to comms. Yeah, I was gone for 1 week. Personal situation that got all sorted out, so I am glad to be back. But now I have got Wild Game with me, so it's going to make it a lot more easier, a lot more better. So we are just getting ready for qualifying. What time do you reckon we're going to be seeing today, Wild Gamer?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. I should have done more research about this before I started it, but I honestly don't know.
Oh, it's okay. So I'm expecting about the 114s really to maybe stretch it to someone getting a 113 if possible. I think Percy might actually be able to do that. But it looks like it's a little cloudy, but it's a dry qualifying. Might get a comment in a moment from one of our guys to say whether it's going to be wet or not in the race. I'll be honest, my favourite corner on this circuit is turn 4. I love seeing wheel-to-wheel action up at that corner. What about yourself there, Wild Gamer? What's your favourite corner here?
Turn 9.
Turn 9. Yeah, it's a blind corner, isn't it? And I can see the two Mercedes are jumped out dead quick there. So that's Brooksy and Percy. And then we've got a Williams just jumped in front, and I think that might have been Schiffer. So Schiffer is going to be leading the outlaps. So Matthew Green's just dropped the comment saying all drive. Thank you, Matthew. I do like Matty. He does actually give us a lot of information. And the two Mercedes have managed to squeeze past the Williams to actually take the lead on the outlaps. So it's quite good to see Brooksy and Percy out there roughly about the same time, working together, probably going to use each other's toe to actually get a faster lap. So Brooksy at the moment, who is leading the qualifying. Oh, Percy's jumped in front. They're kind of battling out between the two drivers to see who actually gets the run of the qualifying outlap, really. So what I'm going to do, I am actually going to run through the track with Percy, going around his flying lap. So I'll basically tell you all the corners, whereabouts they should be shifting. Okay, so here we go. So we're now down the home straight, so start finish straight, as most people call it. And this is the longest and most dominant part of the circuit. A lot of people do put in the overtakes. And now here comes the right hander of Elf Corner. It's classed as calling it the Elf Chicane, really. So it's the left-right chicane, and round what is turn 3, which is Renault. Onto the right, go on the left-hand side here, ready for turn 4, which is Repsol. An early apex gives you a nice leading line, ready for turn 5, which is Seat. A little bit of a lock-up from Percy there, coming down a short straight here into turn 6, which is basically flat out for these F1 cars, into the chicane of Worth, which is turn 7 and 8, onto Gaming's favourite corner, which is turn 9, which is Campsa, and then on all the way down into La Caxia. So Caxia here is a double apex turn of turns 10 and 11, around turn 12, which is Bank de Sabadell. Now into the Herman Tilk chicane here of turns 13, 14 and 15. Slowing right down, ready to put enough power. Right, nice and tight around this corner around turn 16 here, which is New Holland. And over the line with a time of 1:15.9, but I'm sure Percy can get faster. He is on the medium tyre, so you take off 0.9. And Brooksy with a bit of a slower 1:18.8. So two very different times for our two Mercedes drivers. And Schiffer with a 1:20.5. So you watched this. You watched these guys race last week. Who impressed you with their pace?
Percy is definitely someone to watch out for, but can't think of anybody else apart from Percy.
Yeah, Percy is very, very quick. We are missing a couple of drivers, I can see today. We've had Kingsholm with us at some points, and Kingsholm normally does give a bit of a battle to Percy, which is always good to see. But we've got DXT Matty now with a 1:15.7. That's a fantastic time. Let's see what... and that Matty is on the soft tyres, so DXT Matty with the soft tyres there. Gets a bit of the edge, but it does compromise the fact that he did have to use the soft tyres to do that. A non-human with a 1:15.8 on the medium tyres, a very nice time by non-human. Now, I don't know if you know this, but non-human and Freedom are actual brothers as well, so it's a bit like we might see a Michael Schumacher and Ralph Schumacher kind of rivalry between these two drivers.
Yes, I've heard you mention that in the LFR League on the Mondays, and listen to the conversation.
Yeah, I just didn't know whether you knew that yourself, because yeah, a lot of people miss that information out on if they don't listen into other comms, but that's great that you did. So right now we've got 6 times up already. We're still waiting for Frenzy's on an outlap. We've got Leo, who's actually retired from the session. We've got Flea, who's actually in the pits at the moment still with DXD Hobo. Veloce is on a flying lap now. He's just crossed over the start-finish straight. He's on the start-finish straight now, so he's starting his fast lap. We've got Freedom, Async, and Nevo, or DXD Nevo, still in the pits. Matty Bot and DXD Anthony on fast laps at the moment. Just let you know, if you've caught on a few streams in the past, DXT Matty used to be YNWA Matty, so he did change his name. Oh, Leo has messaged, I crashed on the fast right-handed up the hill. So that's turn 9 he's crashed, so that's why he is out of qualifying. That's very unfortunate, that is, for Leo. So we can see that DXT Anthony has put a 117.1. And Veloz has jumped into the pits. I think he might be putting on a set of mediums to see how we can do on them. And Percy's now on an outlap on a set of soft tyres. So I think he's actually looking for pole. So, well, Gamer, what do you think the strategy will be for tyres?
Well, it depends. Everybody's going to start in softs in the top 10, so it will probably be either soft, medium, or soft, hard. Everybody on the outside the top 10, they could either go for medium hard or soft hard.
So you're kind of being an advocate for the one-stop pit race then?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, personally, I think I'm a bit of a two-stopper when it comes to these kind of races, because of how much grip you really need for this race. I'm thinking it's going to be a two-stop race, which is going to be a soft medium, or soft medium soft, depending on how you go. But yeah, I could see a few people jumping on the hard tyres, especially if there's an early safety car and they just go for the one stop. But it'd be quite interesting to see how each driver takes it, because everybody's different. So at the moment, Percy has purple sector 1, so he will be challenging for that top time with DXT Matty. You can see some cars there going a little bit slow. I think that was the Red Bull that was allowing cars past at turn 6, which is very fair for them to do that. So we've got A-Sing and DXT Nevo both on fast laps now. And Frenzy is also on a fast lap, so it'll be quite interesting to see how their times compare in a moment. So Percy is now coming up for turn 13 now, onto the Herman Tilk chicane. Around New Holland, and let's see what time he pings. This is a 1:15.3, so a little bit slower than what I was originally expecting. I was expecting the 1:14s, but very low 1:15s are very nice to see. I'm sure these drivers can get a bit quicker as well. So I'm just going to quickly run through all the stats, the current positions of the qualifying. And we got Izzy saying, how's it going, guys? Well, Izzy, it's going great. How are you? Just keep dropping in messages, let us know how you're feeling or who you think's going to win it today. But A-Sing has actually put in a 1:14.6, a phenomenal time there from A-Sing. So we've got A-Sing in current pole with 1:14.6, Percy's second with 1:15.3, DXT and Matty 1:15.7, non-human 1:15.8, then all down to the DXT Anthony with 1:17.1, DXT Nevo 1:17.7, El Stefano 1:17.7, Brooksy on a 1:18.8, and Schiffer on a 1:20.5. So it's a bit of a stretch there, a bit of difference there between the faster and slower drivers. I'll be quite interested to see how Freedom Veloz as well as Matty Bot I'll jump on board with. I think Frenzy's invalidated his lap. You've got DXT Hobo coming through, turn 9. And Matty Bot is not far behind them, so I'm just going to stay on board with DXT Hobo as he finishes off his lap. So as we're still going through qualifying, Wild Gamer, have you actually seen any of the car livery reveals lately?
Yes, I've seen every single one of them.
Oh really? So you've seen all the ones that have been released so far? That's brilliant. So what do you think about the new looking Alfa Romeo?
The first thought that came to me, it looked very Christmassy.
I can see that. I can see that. That's actually, yeah, fair point. I thought the switch from the red to the white at the rear quarters was a fantastic choice. Yeah, but I can see what you're saying about it. It does have a bit of a Christmassy feel with the white on top of red. What do you think about the AlphaTauri?
I don't like it. I preferred last year's livery because the blue, I think it's just not a nice blue. If they had to use maybe a lighter blue, it would have looked better.
I'll completely get you on that. I was just going to say, TXT however did get a 116.4. We've got Frenzy and Matty Bot still to do a lap. Frenzy is invalidated that lap, and Matty Bot has gone into pits. I'm going to jump on board with Freedom now as he comes around the last corner. Now Freedom on medium tyres jumps into 6th with 116.4. Yeah, I will be honest, I like the style. I agree with you. The colour of the blue is a bit off to me. The dark blue that they used to have was nice, but if they go for a lighter blue, they might be treading on teams such as Alpine and Williams really with the colour to go a bit too light. But definitely can agree with you with the whole. It's not the right shade of blue. What do you think of the McLaren?
I don't think has it changed. I can't think out any differences on it.
Okay, so obviously they got rid of some of the old sponsors are gone. So they don't have Coca-Cola on it anymore. Some of the other sponsors have changed as well. Their blue is slightly lighter, and the blue pod at the side is just, it fades into the rainbow rather than actually with the rainbow standing out. So the rainbow is still there, it's just kind of faded into the livery. The rest of it hasn't really changed. I had to put in vents on either side of the halo to allow extra cooling into the Mercedes engine. So yeah, there isn't much of a change, just sponsorship and a slight different colour change, that's all. Trying to think of what other cars have been released so far. Now the Red Bull, that one has been. What do you think about the new Red Bull?
It's the only thing that I can see has changed is the Honda and the rear wing.
Well, because they got rid of the Aston Martin things, the Honda on the rear wings is taken over that spot. And then you've got the red line that normally that was cut off at the side. If we can jump on board with a Red Bull. If you look on the side of the Red Bull, it does actually have Aston Martin there. Instead of having that, the red line goes all the way through it. So it's just little changes. The detailing on the Red Bull signs itself. Sorry, I just got information. Izzy said the halo isn't rainbow anymore on the McLaren, so that's gone as well. And Matty Green has got rid of his wheel and is back on controller. So Matty Bot will be back out with his controller in a moment. But yeah, the Red Bull hasn't changed. But if you actually look at the detail of the Red Bull signs to the yellow and red, there is actually a bit more clear-cut lines between the yellow and red rather than it be slightly faded. But that's about it. There isn't not much of a change on the Red Bull itself.
Honestly, if you hadn't said that there was any changes, I would have believed you.
Yeah, it's subtle changes. So like obviously with the Aston Martin sponsorship going, they've kind of like, instead of actually replacing it with anything, they've just made the lines a bit bigger. And Singh's improved on his time with a 114.3, so it's a slight improvement, so he's just constantly going up. Izzy says the Red Bull was such a disappointment. It was, but it was inevitable. The Red Bull car looks fantastic as it is. And also the Honda badge on the side of the of the engine bay is actually been lowered, so it's actually a bit more clear from to anybody standing at the side. They can see the Honda sign a little bit more clearer. So that's the other difference, but yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. So Frenzy has retired from the session, and so has Leo. I think Frenzy just could not get a fast lap. We've got 1 minute 20 to go. Matty Bot out on an out lap. Let's see how he does in a moment. He crashed out of turn 2 on my out lap on pad. So Matty Bot has actually got damage on his Haas, which means that he probably would not be able to put in a competitive time at all. So running top to bottom at the moment, we've still got Singh, who's out in front by nearly a whole second, followed by Percy, then Freedom, DXT Matty, Not Human, Brooksy, DXT Hobo, Nevo, DXT Anthony, El Stefano, Flea in 11th at the moment, and he's retired from the session. Schiffer in 20th, and we've got Frenzy, Leo, Veloce and Matibot, who have all been unable to put in the time. So quite gutted for Veloce, because I think Veloce could have been up on top as well as Frenzy. Matibot is definitely a front pack contender. Oh, and Percy's gone off, so I think he's gone a bit too hard. They're going through turn 2. He must have put on a bit too much gas and spun out. Sorry about that. I was
actually watching Percy. I was actually on board with Percy.
Oh, what's
when
this?
He was doing it. He just went a wee bit too quick through turn 2 and just lost the rear end.
Oh, that's really good, because I think Percy might have been able to push a bit harder and catch up with Singh. So who else have we got out on outlaps? We've got DXT Hobo. It was currently a little bit quicker than his time, so he might be able to jump a place as he comes through the 7-8 chicane. Matty Bot with did you say that I'm a front pack contender? Yes, I did say that. I do believe you. A front pack for me is top 6. So you do kind of hit in the top 6 from time to time. So you are a front pack contender in my eyes. So we've got DXT Hobo as he comes around the final corner. Let's see if he improves on his time. No improvement. Well, while I say no improvement in place, but he has improved on his time slightly. So we've got DXT Anthony right in the moment, who is not going to be able to improve on his time. He's got a bit slow there. Probably saving his tyres, because he is on the medium tyre. And that will be our last driver. DXT Anthony comes into the pits. So I would say it was a semi-eventful qualifying.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So it could be a 2-horse battle between Singh and Percy. Percy just needs to be able to keep up with the pace of Singh, because Singh just seems to be showing a very good fast pace at the moment.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think Percy might be starting the medium tires, because he set his quickest lap on the medium tires, he doesn't set a lap on the soft tires, so that should be interesting to see.
Oh, to be honest, I missed that detail. It does show he's on soft tires on the at the end of qualifying, so he might be on the soft tires, but we'll see. So we've got Singer first, Percy second, Freedom in third. Freedom, fantastic time lap there. DXT Matty in 4th, Non-Human in 5th, Brooksy in 6th. We've got DXT Hobo in 7th, DXT Nevo in 8th, DXT Anthony in 9th. We've got El Stefano in 10th, Flea in 11th, Schiffer in 12th, and then we've got Frenzy in 13th, Leo in 14th, Veloce in 15th, and Matibot in 16th. The last 4 not putting in the time. So unfortunately, they would not have not been able to do that. So out of all the liveries that have still to come, who are you most interested to see?
Aston Martin.
Aston Martin. Everybody's saying that. I'm actually more interested about the Alpine. I want it to be the same colour as the old Tyrrell colours, you know, the proper French racing colour. But yeah, what colour do you reckon it's going to be, the Aston Martin?
Well, are they keeping BWT as a sponsor?
Yes, they are, but I do. But they are not the main sponsor.
Right, so it's probably going to be British Racing Green then.
Oh, we should hope. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be green, green with a bit of grey, because Aston Martin. If you think about any Aston Martin that drives on the street, grey is not what they call it. It goes. But then the Aston Martin GT teams have it's green with a bit of a mustard yellow on it, so that colour could be put into it. But cannot wait until the 3rd of March for that to happen. And here we go with the outlap. Not the outlap, the formation lap, I do apologise. So let's see what tyres everybody is starting on. So we have Singh, Percy on softs, Freedom on hard, medium, sorry. Matty on softs, we've got non-human on mediums, Brooksy on soft, Herbo and Evo on mediums, Anthony Elstavano on soft. We've got Flea starting on the hard tyre, Schiffer on the medium tyre, Frenzy on the hard, Leo on the medium, Veloce on the hard, Matty Bot and Stoke bloke, who's joined us just at the end, just before the start of the race, who've both joined, put on mediums. So it's a mixed bag, really. How do you think these hard tyre drivers are going to go? Flea, Frenzy, and Veloce.
The hard tyres, and they should have honestly started on the mediums, because the hard tyre probably isn't. Well, I know it isn't as fast as the other tyres, so they're going to drop back from the drivers that they should be with. That's on a softer tyre, and then they're going to have to catch back up again and then overtake. So track positions not really ideal with hard tyre.
No, I completely agree with that. Yeah, I don't think hard tyres work well around Spain. The strategies that come up have put for Singh are a soft medium and a soft medium hard, which is one I would definitely try and stay away from. That one, if it's pushing on a 2-stop, stay away from the hard tyre. 1-stop, the hard tyre might be the option. But they are coming around the file. Singh is actually flown round that formation lap. Which means that with Percy dictating the pace of the rest of the drivers, means that they've got the advantage of having the tyres less time to cool down. So might be advantage Percy right now. And I think he gets a better position coming into turn 1 as well on the right, on the inside. Yeah, I'm just flicking through the drivers as the as strategies came up, and it's all most of them are pushing onto a 2-stop strategy. Some with a 1-stop with a medium into hard, so it's going to be very, very difficult to call. So let's give it some 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5. They're out, and away we go. So this is the start of the Spanish GP. 33 laps of pure intense battling. As we can see that the Mercedes of Percy has got off very well, and that is Freedom is up in second. Absolutely fantastic start there from Percy and Freedom, as Singh has dropped back down to 5th. He goes really wide through turn 3 there. Oh, and there's a spin for the Red Bull. Red Bull spins and collects the other Red Bull at the same time. That's unfortunate. Bear with me one moment while I bring up that is Singh with a severe collision with DXT Anthony. Now Singh, who started out in pole, is now down at the bottom. DXT Anthony has got a drive-through penalty for a severe collision with Singh. That's unfortunate because DXT Anthony actually did not cause that incident. That was Singh trying to correct himself after going really wide. I'm surprised that we haven't got a safety car out already after that, because that was quite severe. So Percy out in front with DXT Matty in second, Freedom in third. We've got Brooksy in fourth, DXT Herbert up in fifth, Veloce in 6th, Non-Human in 7th, El Stefano in 8th, Flea has got up to 9th, Matty Bot in 10th, Stoke Bloke all the way up at 11th from the back of the grid, Leo in 12th, Schiff in 13th, Frenzy in 14th, DXD Nevo down at 15th, and Sink in 16th. We've got DXD Anthony who's in 17th at the moment, so this is unfortunate, and this is the part where Co-Masters takes over and causes a lot of problems, because now it's saying that DXD Hobo is in 1st, which we know Hobo can never get up to 1st ever.
I'm just looking at non-human. I don't think he actually is human. I think he's gone out of the game.
Oh, so non-human's gone non-human again, unfortunately. Poor Jake just got collected. Yes, I completely, yeah, Jake got collected. Unfortunate, whoever Jake is. So yeah, we've had a few drivers who've been hit. So I think it was Nevo and Anthony got caught up with a thing going off. So go on, Izzy, tell us who you're rooting for this time. So, just for letting you know, while game, Izzy's from the Republic of Ireland, so she likes the Irish drivers.
Right.
So, but I can't think there's any Irish drivers, and we've got a few Scottish. But I don't think we've got any Irish. I'm not jinxing anyone today, guys. That's a comment from Izzy. Izzy's not jinxing no one. Alright, we'll just keep that quiet. Keep it to yourself then, Izzy, and then just root for the winner at the end. Just so, yeah, that was who I wanted to win in the first place. So we've actually now got to the point now of the race where we don't have a lot of battles, but Stoke Bloke does look like he's going to be trying to push past Leo. Now Stoke Bloke in the Renault. I think this is the first race I've seen him in. Was he there last week?
I can't remember.
It's a week long, a long time. So we've got a virtual safety car who's out for, I think that might be in an incident with one of the drivers. I can't work out who it is. So I think it might be.
Schiffer spun out at turn 2 and it's crashed out.
Oh, that's alright, fair enough. Thank you very much for that. So Schiffer is out. That's unfortunate. So safety car, it's a virtual safety car, so it's not really going to give anybody any benefit really, apart from those people who are looking to push the soft tyres a little bit further. Because it kind of just, the virtual safety car, to me, I think it's pointless, the virtual safety car. All it does is slows the cars down and keeps the space, which is not really entirely what we want really. We either want a full safety car or full racing, that's it, no in-betweens. And we're back racing again, as Percy now crosses the line into the beginning of lap 4. And we've got DXT Matty, who is all over the back of Percy at the moment. Very tight, very close. DRS zones are going to be helpful for DXT Matty to keep in touch with Percy, because Percy will start to look for opening that gap, as Freedom is looking to pass Brooksy. We have Leo, who is all over the back of the non-human. So that pass will be inevitable very soon. So Leo does make it past the non-human. Now it's up to Stoke Bloke to do the same. Matty is just following Flea through all the corners. DRS for Matty on Flea brings them back into contention. So I think Flea and Veloce are doing fantastic with these hard tyres, still in the mix of the faster drivers, so it's fantastic to see. Freedom now on Brooksy. Freedom going past Brooksy into turn 1, and then Brooksy's battling back, so it's wheel-to-wheel action through turns 1 and 2, and somehow Brooksy manages to hold that position. So, well, Gamer, how many laps do you think these soft tyres are going to last?
Maybe 10, I'm not sure. Maybe about a bit of an estimate at one. Stoke Bloke going around the outside and the non-human and spun him out a little bit. So yellow flag was.
Oh right, yeah, thank you very much. I still don't think a non-human is back in his car yet. Yeah, I don't think he is back in his car, so unfortunately, non-human basically it's an empty seat. Really, that's all I'm going to be counting that as, just taking up a spot there. Makes it a little bit difficult for cars to pass, but then that is what racing's all about. And it looks like Matty Bot is going to be sizing up a opportunity on the start-finish straight on Flea. We've got Velocis also looking to pass Hobo. Now Velocis used a lot of track and a lot of curb to make that round turn 1. And all it's done really is just giving Hobo a bit more time really. So Hobo easily holding them off at the moment, as Matty still hasn't been able to make any impact on the difference between himself and Flea. So I think that it's going to be down to tire strategy between Brooksy and Freedom, who gets that third place at the moment. Brooksy will be starting to think about when to pit with those soft tyres. Do you think it is possible to do a soft medium around Spain at all?
No.
No.
It would be pushing it. You'd have to do 15 laps on the soft tyres, which would probably puncture territory. So probably not.
So we've got DXT Matty, who's just jumped to the pit very early, and he's put himself on a set of hard tyres. Now, do you think these hard tyres will be able to do 27 laps?
We might do 20 laps and then go into another set of softs at the end.
That's a good analysis. I agree with you on that. Yeah, with the whole soft and mediums, I do agree with you with not being able to do a soft medium. That's basically attack really, but I do think if there's anybody who's going to be able to do one stopper in this, it'll probably be Flea. Flea has got fantastic time management when he puts his mind to it, so it'll be quite interesting to see how it ends for him. He's up at 7th at the moment, so the hard drivers of Velocis and Flea sitting there in the top 7. With DXT Matty on the fresh hard tyres made light work of getting past Leo, who's on 6 lap old medium tyres. As you can see, at the moment we've only got one personal penalty so far, which is Singh for multiple warnings. We did get that a while ago. We've got Brooksy and Stefano who's jumped in the pits. So that's kind of freed up Freedom to start making attacks onto Percy, which he is closing down quite rapidly really onto Percy at the moment. Do you think the Matty was right to pit quite early on those soft tyres to go onto the hard?
Maybe. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work out. Maybe it could be a strategical masterstroke, or it could just be a stupid decision. We're not going to see until everybody pits.
Yeah, completely agree with you on that. Yeah, so the last person who's on, they're still on the original soft tyre is Percy. Everybody else who started on softs has pitted. So we should be seeing Percy come through in the next 2 to 3 laps.
Oh, we've a collision at what turn is that? It's turn 11 and 12. Mattybot had spun out, and then Who is it? One of the racing points went into the back of
Brooksy.
Brooksy, I think.
Yeah, which racing point was that?
DXT Nevo.
Oh, so DXT Nevo collects Percy and gives himself some wing damage. Has Brooksy got any damage? We'll find out in a moment. He is coming into the pits though. That's unfortunate. So Brooksy's Brooksy's got wing damage there. So Brooksy had a set of fresh medium tyres, now on a fresh set of soft tyres. So he will need to pit again. So that is the safety car out now, collecting. We're collecting Percy now when he gets round. So this will be an opportunity now for Percy to get a cheap pit stop. Let's see which drivers do actually take this as an opportunity to get a pit stop in. So that's Percy now in. Freedom's gone in. Veloce on the hard tyre decides to stay out. I think that is the right decision. And Freedom with a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Alright. I don't know about you, but Joe, the one thing I do think that speed in the pit lane is a schoolboy error. What do you think? Yeah.
It's something you can avoid, and if you do get it, you just feel very annoyed with yourself. So it's just annoying.
I completely agree. So we've got Veloce and Flea, who started on the hard tyres, have stayed out and are basically leading the race so far. We've got Percy, who's jumped onto a set of soft tyres in third. DXT Matty, who pitted quite early on for the hard tyres, is now up in fourth. And he's got 2-lap-old hard tyres, so it hasn't made much of a difference for Matty, really, has it? Really, for pitting early.
Well, he's gained a couple of positions. I can't remember what position he was in before he pitted. But
He was in second at the time.
Alright, so it made no difference.
Yeah, so he's right behind Percy, so made no real difference. But then we'll see by when these tyres do start to fall off the cliff about whether they're going to pit or stay out. Because if they're going to pit again, they will be going onto a set of soft tyres, I would think, by the end of the stint. So Freedom now down at 5th with a penalty, which really would put him out of contention for the podium, really, won't it?
Yeah, but he's also going to have to probably pit again because he's going on the mediums, so that's also not on his side as well.
Yes, of course. I think he started on mediums as well, so he will need to go into the soft tyre. Or the hard tyre if he has to pit again. So DXT Herbo, who has been up and down. And we've got someone who just said he saved his 5 seconds in the pit and still have it. I think that might be Freedom. Did Freedom get 2 5-second penalties?
I'll have a look at the race director here.
Yeah, let's have a little look.
No, I only got 1.
Yeah, he got 1 for speed in the pit lane. You will not be able to save a penalty that you've just got. That is one thing that they do mark up on the game. So if you've got it and you've went in the pit, well, if you've got speed in the pit lane, you wouldn't be able to save it in that pit stop. You'd have to save it in another pit stop.
And the safety car was out at that point as well, so even if we had got it earlier, we wouldn't have been able to serve it.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So this is the quiet point now, is of the race, really, where safety car, we're just going to be waiting for there to do another round, wait for the last stragglers to catch up. So for all you viewers out there, the circuit itself was opened in 1991, so it's quite a new circuit. It is one of the newest circuits that's still got the gravel traps around the circuit, which I think is probably the best thing. Really, I do like a gravel trap. It forces the drivers to keep tight onto the circuit. It has got 8 variations of the circuit. Obviously, the configuration that you're seeing now is the configuration that the FIA has chosen for F1, F2, F3 and Formula W. The circuit itself it used to be known as the Circuit de Catalunya until 2017, when the Barcelona City Council decided to sponsor the circuit, which is why they changed it to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Some random facts for you viewers out there. So, have you seen the plans for the 2021 circuits? Well, gamer.
No, I have not.
So basically, if you're on where the safety car is now, if you actually have a look there, you can see that we're coming up to 10, 10, 11. Well, this is actually going to be a sweeping corner rather than 2 corners. So that line that goes around the outside is basically where the cars are going to be going. So it's kind of a sweeping left-hander.
And to be honest, that's not really the part I was going to be focusing on, but it can be an addition.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I quite enjoy watching cars handle the 11, 12 mini chicane, but obviously the FIA and and we're back racing again. That's fantastic. We've just seen that happen there. Veloz has got a good lead on Flea. Flea got a bit of a gap on there. Percy at the moment. So yeah,
the hobos crashed out.
Oh no! What is that on up at 10:16?
Yeah.
Oh no!
And Sing's off as well. All kicking off for the back.
Yeah, Singh kind of spun off. Yeah, down at 10-2, he spun off. I do wonder what the traction control they are running, as Percy is now looking to make a move on Flea. Right, so non-human said, yeah, this game hates me. I came out of 10-2, lap 1 and blue screened. So that's why non-human is non-human. And is he screaming, Dan? No. So DXD Hobo is out. Is he not happy that Dan is out? So even if she doesn't mention people, she still jinxes them. So Percy now looking to get past Flea. Now Flea's defensive ability is next level, but Percy goes around the outside and makes it happen. Freedom with a 3-second time penalty. And yeah, wait, Alex has gone too. So yeah, Alex went as well. So Alex is DXT Nevo. So Izzy is the DXT Jinx, let's just say. So fantastic overtake by Percy into turn 1. Absolutely phenomenal, really. I do think Percy has got it's like another level of driving ability there from him. As Freedom is looking to do the same kind of thing now. So now Izzy's going now because the drivers are gone. So bye Izzy. Join us at the end of the race and see if anybody else has gone out. So Freedom now still trying to get past Fleet. Fleet is absolutely like I say, very strong defensive driver. So just having a look through other battles. See Matty Bot now looking to make a move on DXT Anthony, who's already made a move on Stoke Bloke just before turn 1. So DXT Anthony climbing back through after the early off you had with Singh.
I think Stoke Bloke's gone AI because it shows on his name tag an X, so
yeah, it's got a bit AI, and there's a bit of a collision between Matty Bot and Stoke Bloke, and Matty Bot collects non-human being an AI driver. That is unbelievable. So we've got a virtual safety car again. So now we've got the non-human also causing problems, and we've got an angry face from DXT TV Live. I wonder what happened. Go on, let us know. Let us know what happened there, Hobo. So flicking through now, we've got Freedom, who has got, well, Veloce has jumped into the pits. Oh, he's made it just short of halfway on those hard tyres, and now he's jumped on a set of mediums. He'll probably have to pit again for a set of soft tyres, I do believe. So yeah, Matty Bot has put Stoke Bloke was an AI car and took me out at turn 4. We've kind of seen that from behind on board of non-human anyway, and I got a penalty when I collected non-human. Non-human was AI, so the AI does not really react well to crashes. As on board with Veloz, it does seem like the Stoke Bloke's car does seem to be pressing against drivers as they try and make a pass. And Matty Bot makes a fantastic dare pass on the AI Stoke Bloke car at turn 10. Breaks a lot later and just managed to catapult himself around. Great effort for Matty Bot there to start looking into getting up into the point places, as DXT Matty is now in the pits.
As Freedom's going for a move from Fleet, no backside of it.
So what did you say then?
Freedom was going for a move and play and then backed out of it, so...
Ah, right. That's a brave move round, say out there from Freedom now, who is looking to get past Flea, still trying to get past Flea. So we've got Frenzy now who's made a move on El Stefano down the start-finish straight. Absolutely fantastic move. It'd be 4 turn 1. So El Stefano still on the back of the Frenzy. Frenzy now looking at Freedom, as Freedom is still trying to get past Flea. And Percy now with a 6.5 second lead. Seems to be quite comfortable now. just going into the stride of the rest of the race. Could stretch those tyres out quite far now. DXT Anthony is all the way up in 7th now. After having that collection with Singh at the very beginning and going all the way down to 16th, he has done fantastic to get his way back up there. And Singh now looking to try and make a pass on Matty Bott. I don't think Singh's going to get able to get a pass until he gets to the start-finish straight. Matty Bott does move out the way, allows Singh to go past.
We've actually missed a battle. Freedom has got past Lee.
Oh no! I can't believe we missed that. I was so focused on the Matty Bott Singh battle that we missed the Freedom getting past Flea, and Flea is still battling back through. So we're just looking, scanning now to see where the next battle would be. I think it would be Brooksy on El Stefano. Brooksy now makes a very quick, very easy pass on El Stefano by the looks of it, but El Stefano is still hanging in there as the move is now complete just before turn 1. And the fastest lap at the moment is for Singh of 1:18.0. Great move by Brooksy there on El Stefano to then put himself in 5th.
Matty Bott's just spun out in front of the XT Matty at turn 2. The XT Matty just avoided Matty Bott.
Oh, so brilliant. Unfortunately for Matty Bott, this is kind of something that does happen to Matty Bott from time to time, especially if he doesn't like the circuit. He puts a bit too much power in sometimes in corners and spins out. And DXT Matty goes a bit wide just before turn 9 and goes onto the grass. Now Singh is looking to make an opportunity, look for an opportunity to pass Leo now. As Velocis gets another penalty. So Leo does cut the chicane a little bit. Which gives him a bit of an edge, but then Singh is a lot quicker through 16 as the cars now go side by side all the way down the start-finish straight into turn 1, wheel to wheel. Leo brakes a little bit earlier as Singh closes the door on him into just before turn 2 and confirms his overtake really at turn 2. And Leo is starting to drop off a little bit now. A bit of space has been developed already. Now we've got Velocis who's actually lining up DXT Anthony and El Stefano. DXT Anthony is looking for an opportunity to pass El Stefano now as they now go around turn 9. And DXT Anthony is so close to El Stefano right now, he probably can smell whatever perfume he's wearing. Oh, I thought DXT Anthony was going to end up in the back of El Stefano there because El Stefano braked a bit too sharp. So coming around the chicane. Velocis is right behind DXT Anthony, so there should be an overtake at some point. As El Stefano has jumped in the pits. Dixie Anthony has got DRS.
Oh, Sainz just spawned at the last corner.
Oh no. Well, Veloz has just jumped DXT Anthony. DXT Anthony, for some reason, had DRS and then closed it halfway down the straight. And Singh now, who's dropped down into 11th after spinning out, is basically given a space to Frenzy. He's back up to 10th because El Stefano was still in the pit at the time. So Flea down at 8th now. He's actually pitted for fresh medium tyres with outside Frenzy. I think these two drivers could actually go to the end on these tyres. So that one-stop strategy might actually just pay off for Flea. So we, if you actually look at the stops that we've had, Brooksy, who's sitting in third, has already had 3 stops, and he could push those hard tyres right to the end. 22 laps of on the hard tyres. I think that's quite doable. Do you?
Yes, I think it is doable, but probably won't do it. And it's probably going to set us off around lap 30 or something, the fastest lap.
Yeah, but it all depends on where his battle is, really, because if he pits, he could actually drop himself right out of high points, really, so he could end up getting out of the top 10 or even a couple of points in it. But he's got to work that out right now, because he's got to either stretch those tyres long or push hard and then jump in for the pits for the last few laps. A decision that he does have to start thinking about now. So I'm actually going to say Flea could actually get a podium with this, because he is 32 seconds behind the leader. Average pit stop takes roughly about 24 seconds, which means he's got Percy has 8 seconds of room if he decides to pit again. Yeah, I agree with you with the whole the tires, those hard tyres will be screaming by the time I get up to lap 20. So we will be looking at drivers such as Percy, Brooksy, DXT Anthony, Leo, Matty, all thinking about putting a pit in soon. Currently at the moment we only have 6 drivers on penalties, so we've got Matty Bott, El Stefano, Singh, DXT Anthony and Veloz all on 3-second penalties, and Freedom on an 8-second penalty. So we've got to the point now where we're over 2/3 of the way through the race. Who do you think is going to be our podium sitters?
Oh, Percy, Freedom, and who am I gonna DXT Anthony.
Okay. That's quite good, because DXT Anthony has put a hell of a race in. It started off in 9th, dropped all the way down to near enough last, and now he's worked his way back up to 4th. So yeah, I could definitely agree with you on that. I personally think it's going to be Percy, Flea and DXT Anthony. I think Flea can do it. I think he can push these to the end, these medium tyres all the way to the end, and people in front of him will have to pit. Because we're now on lap 25 of 33, we have 9 laps left to go, and it is basically Freedom on a set of soft tyres. These soft tyres will go to the end, won't they? With 9 laps to go.
Yeah.
So they'll still be hitting at the end of it, but I'm sure they'll be able to go to the end. We will be expecting Percy and Brooksy to think about pitting soon. Well, Percy's got 13 seconds over second place at the moment. He will not drop out of the top 5 if he decides to pit. So Veloci's on 9 lap old medium tyres. I really don't think they'll be able to push on for another 8 laps at all.
There's a bit of a battle. Freedom's trying to overtake Singh.
Oh, he actually makes it. I've just jumped on and he actually makes it happen. And Frenzy now is looking to do the same thing. Because Frenzy is all over the back of Singh.
While you were talking, who was it? DXT Matty let Frenzy pass. Frenzy went deep into turn 10, which allowed him to go side by side in turn 11, which allowed, and then DXT Matty slowed down to let Frenzy pass, and then Singh got passed, and then Freedom got passed in the process. So bit of a fumble there by Alfa Romeo.
Oh, I'm glad you were on top of that. I completely missed that. So now lap 27 off 33. I'm actually quite. I am quite focused on the front runners at the moment because their tyres are coming up to the hitting the cliff edge. I'm expecting them to be running wide on corners. I'm expecting them to miss apexes. I'm just expecting a whole show of fire and frenzy really at the end, because Percy struggled a little bit there through turn 9. I do think he should be pitting this lap. First set of soft tyres, ready for 6 laps of fast paced racing. He has got a significant gap over the drivers behind him. And again, he stays out. Now Brooksy's picks up a 3-second time penalty. Now Freedom is all over the back of Flea, but Flea is still quite strong with his medium tyres. Freedom did have a problem getting past Flea in the past, so I think Freedom will just be basically, instead of battling with him, allowing Flea to keep the pace going and start closing that gap in to the drivers in front. Singh is behind, right behind Freedom at the moment. Singh looking to make a pass. Singh on the hard 18 lap old hard tyres made a very good attempt there, but doesn't manage to get it through, as non-human looks like he's caused a bit of bother in the track there between for Freedom, who is still looking for an opportunity to get past Flea. So Veloz is on 6nd time penalties right now at the moment, so it looks like he will be dropping down quite a bit. And these front drivers still haven't jumped in the pits yet, which is just basically handing it over to Flea to go for the best opportunity to actually take it from them. So Freedom is looking for another opportunity to get past Flea. Makes the move happen before turn 1. Knew he couldn't get it anywhere done anywhere else on the circuit, but makes it happen there. As now Flea is at the mercy of Singh. Now Singh he's on hard tyres, Flea is on mediums. So I'd give benefit to Flea at the moment. And Sync's tyres are on 19 lap olds, so they will be wearing down right now. You can see there is a colour difference between the inside and outside of those tyres, especially that left one. That left one looks like it is pretty much over the 60% mark. Stoke bloke, it looks like he's causing problems there in the chicane. Somehow Freedom managed to get past him before the chicane. Now Flea has got to get past him now. Flea using the AI card to his best advantage. Gets past him without any problems, and Singh did get caught up with him. So Flea looking to make six happen for him at the end. We've got 4 laps to go, and we still have Percy, who's still out on those hard tyres. I think you're right about this call on Freedom getting a podium. Absolute fantastic effort Freedom has done to get back into the podium potential places. And I think we've lost Wild Gamer.
I'm back. That's alright. I hope my computer stopped working and it cut off a lot of things, so sorry about that.
Oh no worries, I was just saying that your choice of Freedom getting a podium position could actually come true, because he is sitting 5th at the moment and he is closing these drivers in, and we've got 3 laps to go. And some of these drivers in front have got penalties. The tyres will be shredding at the moment. So you could be right on
looking at it's 15 seconds, so it is. So probably not. 15 seconds is just a little bit too much.
Well, it's a little bit too much, but then these tyres that these drivers are on, if you look at Brooksy, who's on 19 lap old hard tyres, Veloce on 14 lap old mediums, they're going to be right on the edge of the limit. If you look on the Velocis left hand tyre there, on the onboard shot, you can see there's a lot of wear on the inside. And Brooksy's doesn't look too bad. Definitely nowhere near what Velocis is at. DXT Anthony seems quite alright, but these have still got penalties as well, so Freedom, if he puts his foot down, he could cause an upset, but he now gets a penalty himself, so that could be him out of a chance for a podium. Freedom looks like he is actually starting to slow down now. I think it's his tyres are getting to that point now where they might not be able to last, because they are 6 seconds old. He's got 2 laps to go, and now Brooksy comes round. Brooksy now on his final lap. He's done really well to keep those tyres alive and still fighting strong, because he's still putting a space between himself and Brooksy right now. Could we see a 1-2 Mercedes?
Possibly, but Velocis looking to make a move. Not quite enough in the straights.
Velocis would have to make a move and build up 3 seconds of time in a space of a lap, which would be quite tough to do unless Brooksy really messes up.
As Singh gets past Flea and the main state just walked past.
Yeah, it did look like a very easy overtake for Singh. Flea didn't put much of a defence up there, but then it is the last lap and Flea just has to hold in because he's got no penalties whatsoever. So it looks like Flea could actually take 5th on the basis of the drivers in front of him getting a penalty, having penalties, should I say.
There's a bit of a battle. Leo trying to get past El Stefano.
Yeah. So Leo wants to make the move happen on track. He doesn't have to make it stick because, but he does have DXT Anthony behind DXT Matty behind him as well. So these two drivers will get in the points as long as they stay within within 6 seconds of El Stefano. DXT Matty needs 3 seconds within from El Stefano. So that could be. And we've got Percy who's finished off in first. Veloce in second. But for some reason, when I look at Veloce, it looks like he's upside down. Dixie Anthony in third. Brooksy in fourth for some reason. Wonder what happened there for Brooksy to drop that many places. Flea in fifth. Freedom in sixth. Frenzy in seventh. Singh in eighth. El Stefano is coming out the chicane now.
Yeah, I can see what you mean about Veloce being on the roof.
Yeah.
I think we've had a bit of a collision with Matty Butt because it's only other car got stopped in the straight.
Okay, so it's a bit bizarre that's happened, especially straight after the finish in the race. So I'll just run through the final standings now. This says driver of the day for Veloce, but I'd say any driver really could get that. I've got to give it to DXT Anthony personally with the recovery drive he did. Who do you say would be the driver that impressed you the most today?
I'd probably do the same as you, DXT Anthony.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic drive by DXT Anthony today. Yeah, I just found like it was unfortunate for him to be collected by Acing's mistake at turn 3. Himself along with DXT Hobo got dragged down, and then they've managed to get themselves. So DXT Anthony getting third. I've got to tend to say that for me, he's my driver of the day definitely. So Percy first, Veloce in second, Anthony in third, Brooksy in fourth. I really want to know what happened between them drivers, but it can't be down to penalties. I think Brooksy must have made a mistake and Veloce and Anthony jumped away through. Flea in fifth, fantastic drive from Flea. Freedom in sixth, Frenzy in seventh, Singh in eighth, Leo in ninth, 10th for DXT Matty, and that's the end of the points. El Stefano in 11th, Matty Bot in 12th, Stoke Bloke in 13th, Non-Human in 14th. Those drivers were AI, and the rest of the drivers DNF'd for various reasons. So that is the end of our Spanish GP. I will not be doing the interviews this week, just because I'm very limited on time. But thank you very much for everybody who tuned in. Next week I do believe it's Monaco, which I'm actually really looking forward to. Thank you very much for joining me today, Wild Gamer.
No problem. I enjoyed it.
Hopefully you'll be back with us next week. It'd be fantastic to have you again. But yeah, for all of us here at DXD and LFR who's presenting this race, sponsored by TeaTime. TeaTime does e-liquid, so get onto their website, which is teatimeliquids.com, if you want to have a look into that. They do a fantastic blend of different flavours, different smells, so just have a little look into that. And yeah, just say thank you very much for everybody who's tuned in. Thank you for all your messages, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.